Sewing begins before you actually start sewing. Mounting the needle is of critical importance. They mount just behind the swedge, a millimeter behind the swedge, pull it out, and that allows the needle, or the suture and needle to flex as it goes down the scope. Okay, this is and it's perpendicular to the axis of your sewing hand, just to show you that. And it bends back, and then these two will fit down a 5mm trocar. I use almost all 5s for almost everything. The other reason to mount it this way is when it comes time to pass the needle, especially with a ski, watch, you grab the body of the needle with your non-dominant hand, re-grab at the back end of the needle, and now you're in perfect position to sew. You don't need self-riding needle drivers. You don't need to fart around with trying to find it. You're just set up to sew. We're going to show you this in the lab. And you just pass to pass. Now, this stuff you're sewing is hobby foam. It has roughly the consistency of the wall of the esophagus. If you pull really hard, you will rip through it. Okay, so if you rip through it, you rip through the esophagus. The ski needle can be tricky, though. Again, it comes in the right way, it's mounted the right way. Ah, there's the slow button. But now, let's say for some odd reason, and there's a couple of reasons why I do like to sew backhand. The secret here is to grab the tip of the needle. Okay, just the tip. You align the shaft of the needle with the shaft of your non-sewing, non-dominant hand. They should be parallel. Now, if you simply rotate that 180 degrees, that's just to show you that they're aligned. I'm going to rotate that 180 degrees any second now. Boy, slow is slow, isn't it? 180 degrees, 180 degrees, a little bit farther, a little bit farther, a little bit farther. And now I'm set to sew backhand. It's a little bit off. So again, you grab the tip, give a little twist, and now it's set perfectly backhand. Okay? Now 99% of the time what happens is you pick it up backhand and you want to set it up forehand. Well, there's no big trick here. What do you think you do? Pretty much the same thing. Okay? Once again, real time. We're to grab the tip of the needle, just the tip. And here we'll go slow again. Align the shaft of the needle with the shaft of the non-dominant or non-sewing hand. Rotate 180 degrees. And you're good to go. It's all set up. No self-righting, no nothing. It takes a little while to get the hang of it, but it's very effective and works well. I don't know about you guys, intracorporeal, extracorporeal. I'm a big extracorporeal fan because that's the way I tie knots. I like to feel it cinch down. It's just kind of the way I like to do things. There are some limitations to it. We'll get to that in just a second. So just to quickly go through here, and we'll just sew this real quick and get to the tying part. Remember always to kind of use that as the lever so you don't cut through your tissue or the hobby foam. I think I went through my last set of hobby foam today. Okay, and if you've done this right, this should end up parallel. And outside, all you do is just a half hitch. You're going to use the knot pushers. We have a couple of knot pushers today because we have an extra company out here with us. My favorite is this particular one, the Marlowe. If you look, the half hitch is about 2 centimeters from the tip of my finger. The two are spread out over my finger. And just grab the half hitch and push it down. Untwist it so the jaws of the pusher don't get hooked in. And I leave it on there to hold the knot in place. Again, a second half hitch. Another push. And you can snug it up like this if you want. There's ways to do it with one hand. I'm going to drop it. The first thing you do is just relax. Don't hold up on the suture anymore. Because what that does is it opens up this angle. It opens up the angle and allows the knot pusher easier access to the half hitch. Then you just slide down on one limb of the suture, engage the half hitch, and just push it back down. The secret is to relax. Let that open up. Let that open up. Occasionally, you're going to drop the knot in the trocar. This is a little more challenging, which I did there. It's now in the trocar. You have a couple of options. Number one, now I've relaxed, I've lost it. Pull back the trocar and you might actually see the half hitch. Sometimes it's too far up and you can't do that. So the other option is, this is really clever, pull it down into the field where you can see it. This is a lot harder because now you have a free-floating suture that's out in the middle of nowhere. It's a little bit harder to catch. It's a little bit harder to get that slot right in there. But after you do, and I'm going to struggle here for a few seconds to do this, once you engage it, once you engage the suture in that knot pusher, I think I tried 3 times before I quit or succeed. Now I got it. Instead of pushing down, what you do is you pull up on the suture to once again engage the half hitch into the jaws of the knot pusher. You can see the knot pusher's not moving, but everything's tightening up again. And we're just going to push things down and finish up. And most of us cut it at the end. I hate leaving those long things hanging out the end.